Okay, so I'll start this off just by going into Canva. I'm looking for templates. I'm already there, so I'm gonna put in event flyer. That's what I wanna create. And then I'm just looking at the options that they already have. Okay, so I saw that this one already looks like something that I would create. So I'm gonna rock with this. I delete the images that they already have. Now that might be an image that you wanna use, but I don't need it. So after I delete it, I'm just moving all of the text out of the way because I want to jump in and put my images in there first, and then I'll lay the text around the images. Okay, so I already have uploaded the logo for the venue, the Puffin Cultural Forum. So I went to uploads, and that's where I can keep my stuff, right? So then in uploads, I also have a picture of the inside of the venue. So now I don't have to use they already have images I could use, but I'm just going to use the actual venue. And then what I did was I put a filter on it to make it black and white. And then these are all images that I've uploaded. So I'm gonna just take a picture of myself for this example, and then I'm gonna take the background remover, take that out. I'm gonna size it. It was tricky for me to think about the size because I don't love this picture, like the way that it's, the way that it's set up. So once I play around with it where I want it to go, I'm gonna put it there, and then I'm gonna do the same thing I did with that other image. I'm gonna put a filter on it. I think this is perfect. So that's like the color balance that I wanna hit. I got that black and white. And now I'm gonna start moving some of the text around. But first I wanna go to elements, and then I really like the way this looks. I look for like a jagged edge or a ripped edge. And since this is a literary event, I like having paper there to reference, writing, notebooks, paper, that stuff. So I'm gonna put that edge right over my, the picture of me. I feel like it's a cool separation from the top of the flyer and then the information at the bottom. And then I'm gonna look for just another image. Like I'm making use of the elements they already have. So I like this old Shure style microphone. So I'm gonna put it, not like I'm using it, not like the picture is being used, right? But I'm gonna make it to the size that I want so that it's just a cool reference. So you see the paper references the literary aspect. I'm changing the filter on that to make it kind of pop. And that references the performance or the spoken aspect of it. So now I'm going back in to see if there's any information they had I can use. So they had the for more information, which, yeah, I'll probably use that on a flyer. Here's their fake website. I'm playing with it here, but I think I'm probably gonna change that a little bit. I can use this too. They had like the cost to get in there, and I'm just gonna edit that. For us, it's a $5 suggested donation. Mind you, I'm doing all of this on a phone, so it's a little tedious. This would go much faster if I were using it on my laptop and I was using a mouse. But with my finger, it's a little harder to, do all of these like little moves and stuff like that. But, as you can see, it's manageable. So I'm just going to add in my email because this is something that I do put on our flyers. And then once I get the email in there, I'm just going to play around with the size of that text. If I want it to fit without going over or without overlapping something else. And then I'm just thinking, wait, I'm going to put this here and have the suggested donation and then for more information together. Now I'm getting to the main text, right? So I'm gonna take this big chunky text up here, and our event is called Speak. So and it's an acronym, Sharing Poetic Expressions, Artistry, and Knowledge. And this is the font that I really like. It's called True Typewriter. So I'm gonna look for that font. You can look for whatever font fits, the idea or the aesthetic of your particular venue or brand or whatever it is. But I really like this one. Again, it goes with the whole literary aspect. A typewriter, like it's something that we're familiar with. So I'm going to play around with the spacing of the letters. I want it to be nice and big, and then I'm going to put it all the way at the top. So you can see I play around a little bit with how it's going to fit in there. Some of these things I move out of the way, so because I know that that's going to be the top thing and I don't want anything in the way of it. I played around with the line spacing. That's just the menu at the bottom. It says advanced. So I click on advanced and I can slide it wherever I want it to be. Then I change the color. You know, we have like a color that we use is black and yellow. So everything is going to reflect that, and it's easy enough to change it. Then I take the next largest font size and I'm going to put the next most important text there. So what's the event? It's an open mic. The color is already remembered from when I selected it previously, just now. So I play around with the spacing again, and I'm happy with that. So now the date, I'm gonna make up a date here because the next event isn't scheduled yet. So I'm gonna just put a fake date, but you know, something that's gonna be really important if you're making a flyer. You want the date to be nice and easily recognizable so that people can see it, and you know, in their mind they go, oh, okay, so I know the event, I know the date. So I'm going to play around with, I like where it is right there. This is another piece of chunky text that I may use. I'm going to put it up there, and then this little thing they had already that said about the event, you know, why not use it? Anything that they give you when you find a template, you can decide to put it to use or not. And I figure I'll use it. This is the date, the address they had. So I'm just going to change it to the actual address of the Puffin Cultural Forum. And I can't remember the zip code for Teaneck, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put it down there. And I know that I want it to stand out more. So if you can see, it kind of disappears into the background a little bit. I am going to fix that. I am going to find what I like to use, tape, because I really like the feeling of this. So look at this tape image. See how it gives me like a light color for a background. And then I just play around with the size that I want the address to be, the color of it, so that it has a nice contrast on that. I'll stretch it out so that it fits. And then I'm going to put a little bit more text on top of that. I think I just duplicated that block of text, and now I'm putting in the time. Right, so all of this is just information that is going to be important for the flyer, but I think that looks a little wimpy. So I want to change it so that's a little bit bolder, a little thicker. So yeah, there we go. I like that better. So now I have, you know, I'm not just putting stuff on it to, you know, just to, you know, play around with the way stuff looks. I'm putting stuff on there intentionally, and it has a purpose. They just happen to have a whole lot of stuff that you can choose if you want. You know, you can find images of people if you don't have your own images, and then you can, you know, put those into your uploads. I mean, you can just select element, and then you can use those, or you can take your own photos, upload them, and then when you go to uploads, you'll be able to access pictures of you or whoever else from your event. So now I'm going to take this, not fractures, featured, right? So the feature poet, I'm going to say that it's me, just, you know, for this example. And again, I'm making use of the text that they already had set there in the template. You know, may or may not have had that needed to say that. There may or may not be a featured poet of my event. And instead of a website, I'm just going to use this for, like, follow us on Instagram. So here's our Instagram handle, Speak Open Mic. And again, when you go into elements, this is the stuff that they already have. Now, trying to size this down with my finger is crazy difficult. And then it hit me. I'm like, wait, why don't I just zoom out? There we go. And then I can put it in there. It'll be nice and easy. So now I have pretty much everything that I need. There's my flyer. I'm just going to save it, download it, and boom, it's done. Didn't have to use AI, just did it myself. Didn't take too long.